Welcome back to tip 4 of 5 in the non-cheesy, totally effective ways to bust out of your quarantine funk so you can feel like yourself again. So we went over tips 1 through 3 on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. So just scroll through the page here to find those other videos. I've tried to keep them all to under 10 minutes. On the one hand, I know we maybe don't have as much activity going on right now, but we're still busy trying to work at home, take care of the kids, and do other things, like house projects. So today we're on tip number 4. And really, the whole purpose of this bust out of your quarantine funk series of tips here is that I want you to feel good during this quarantine and after. And if we settle into a certain emotion for way too long, it gets harder to snap out of. Now, in the description here on today's live, I explained that it is very important for our mental health, for our mental wellness, to experience and feel all of the emotions and not to avoid them, not to bottle them up. We have to feel those feelings. But on top of that, it's important to know how you feel about those feelings. I know that might sound meta, but really think about it. How do you feel about feeling frustrated every single day? How do you feel about feeling so rushed in the morning? How do you feel about feeling like you don't have it right, that you don't know the right way to eat or the right way to move or the right way to meditate? So those frustrated feelings, or where you're feeling like overwhelmed or over it, how do you feel about those feelings? And I had mentioned in the past several videos too, and even before this 5-day series, was that I was struggling so much a few weeks ago, guys. Just physically, it started. Actually, it was like mentally, then physically and mentally. And it was a really, really tough time for me. And I was in a deep funk, and nothing was really working to snap me out of it. And I've tried a lot of tactics. Being in wellness, I have so many techniques and strategies at my fingertips. I tried so many different things. And so I narrowed it down to the top 5 that worked for me to snap out of this quarantine funk so that I can share them with you. All right. So scroll back again through the page that you're on right now to get tips 1 through 3. So tip number 1 was to help someone else. Sometimes we fester so much on our own problems, what's not working, the way things should be or could be, what you'd rather be doing and what's not working. And when you focus outward instead and think about how you can help somebody else, whether it's dropping something off on their porch or texting them, something really, really meaningful, we have a whole long list in that first video that's going to make you feel better instantaneously. Even if you're the type of person like me who has all these wonderful ideas of helping people in my mind, but I don't always take action on it. So that's video number 1 on Monday. And then the next day, Tuesday, the second tip was to commit to finishing something. And it doesn't, even though I am like the health and wellness expert, it doesn't have to be health and wellness related, like a diet or a fitness plan. If that's something you're interested in and you're struggling with that, just comment here or DM me, message me, and I'm more than happy to help you through that. But it could even be a gardening project, a home project, a book, a puzzle, a craft. Just commit to learning something or finishing something, because that'll give you something to be excited about. And then finally, tip number 3 was yesterday on Wednesday. And that was writing it all out. And this isn't so much the write the 5 things that you're grateful for every day or your goals. It's legit freestyle writing. Just saying, this is how I feel. This is what's going on right now. And allow yourself 15-20 minutes to do this. Because when I went through this, and again, I give my specific examples in each of the videos. When I did this, it wasn't until the very last sentence that it clicked what was missing for me. So I go through that yesterday, and that's, again, just, it doesn't even have to be a fancy journal. It can literally be like a spiral bound notebook where you just start writing and see where it goes. And it just allows you to freely express what you're feeling, how you'd rather be feeling, what you think the problem is, what you think the solution could be. And it doesn't have to be, it could be a mixture of cursive and print and scribbles and underlines and abbreviations. It doesn't matter. All right, so now we are here today, and for this 5-part series, I didn't have a specific. I love having giving you guys like a PDF packet to use to go through all these trainings, so that you can either take notes on your own or have like these journal prompts for you. So in this training right now, I don't have that, but in my Outer Boss outer boss, inner boss, outer balance video training and planning guide. That's over at wholehearty.com. Just go to wholehearty.com, and at the button at the top, you'll see wellness planning guide, and you can download your PDF document that goes along with that 10-minute video training. And you know that you have other areas outside of wellness that you are slaying, right? Maybe it's with work, maybe it's with DIY home projects or crafting or fashion or beauty or parenting, whatever that is for you. This document, this PDF, I call it an inner work workbook, and the 10-minute video training that goes with it, that's going to help you channel your confidence in those other areas into your wellness world so that you don't feel like a lost soul or a failure when it comes to food, fitness, and focus. All right. So just grab that totally for free over at wholehearty.com. Just tap wellness planning guide at the top to download that PDF and to watch the 10-minute video that goes along with the PDF download. Cool. All right. So now we're getting into tip number 4, and it's a little bit tricky. And it's tricky because it's really these in the moment situations that are the most difficult, right? They are the most difficult for my clients and students, for me. It's just, you might tell yourself that you're going to do something in a different way, but then when you are in that moment, it can be really hard to do what you said you were going to do. So tip number 4 in the 5 non-cheesy, totally effective ways to bust out of your quarantine funk so you can feel like yourself again is to have an in-the-moment mantra. Now, I don't want you to think that mantra falls into the cheesy category, because it doesn't. And you can use a different word other than mantra. You can use phrase, an in-the-moment phrase, an in-the-moment word, an in-the-moment saying. But I just liked the alliteration of moment and mantra, right? An in-the-moment mantra, all right? So that when you are having all of these thoughts, whether they're thoughts of like anxiety, anxious thoughts, or worry, fear, doubt, self-criticism, whatever the feelings you are feeling in this funk that you're in right now, having some sort of mantra or belief system or saying to help you snap out of it in the moment, right when you recognize those thoughts. That is key. So it's very, very, very impactful. And it might sound simple, but it is really hard, because when we are in the funk, the last thing we want is to say, let's say your mantra is like, be happy, or like joy. It's so hard to feel joy when you're feeling sadness. And I'm thinking about the movie Inside Out right now. It's so hard to just like snap into start acting like joy when you feel sadness. So some of the mantras that worked for me, and I'll share these with you, but you really need to come up with your own. I am more than happy to jump on the phone with you, and we can kind of talk through what the feelings you are feeling right now. So just go to wholehearty.com and click contact, and we'll set something up totally free, 20, 30 minutes, whatever you need, to figure out what type of mantra might work for you, depending on what type of funk you're in right now. Or just, DM me, text me, email me. You know how to contact me by now. So the mantras that worked for me might not work for you. So even though I might be giving you some examples right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're meant for you. So one that really, really worked for me was replace every anxious thought with one of gratitude. And again, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about yesterday with writing everything down. There's a method that, even Rachel Hollis says, just like write those small things that you're grateful for down every day. And it's just, for me, it doesn't always work. I love it. And gratitude is the answer. Yes. But just writing them down in the morning is not helping me throughout the day. Does that make sense? If you're commenting, whether you're watching live or on the replay, let me know if you feel the same way, that, you write them down maybe at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, but then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, when you're like at your wit's end, you're trying to concentrate on work, your kids are jumping off the couch with lightsabers, your husband's asking about dinner, like having those 5 things that you wrote 10 hours ago, they just don't feel the same, and you're not thinking about that. But that in the moment mantra of, okay, I am like super frustrated right now. Like things aren't working out the way I wanted them to. I really want to see my family, wherever they're living. I can't go to a restaurant. I'm so scared to go grocery shopping. When you start to have those feelings, Think of that in the moment mantra with just replace every anxious thought with one of gratitude. And that can help you remember, okay, I'm having an anxious thought, or maybe it's not anxious, maybe it's like anger, frustration, overwhelm, stress, and replace it with something that you're grateful for. That's something that really, really worked for me. Another mantra that worked for me is don't suck on the lemons. And so I posted something about this yesterday where life comes with lemons, right? And so there's that ever famous saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. But sometimes when you're in a funk like I was, I didn't freaking care about lemonade, like make lemonade? Are you kidding me? Think about all the problems that I have right now. So before you can even make said lemonade, you need to not suck on the lemons. And what I mean by sucking on the lemons is lemons in this saying are obstacles, barriers, problems, challenges. And instead of sucking on them, like we said earlier, worrying and, festering on it, focusing on it so much, going through that downward spiral, don't suck on it. Acknowledge it. Know that it's there, but focus somewhere else, right? Come up with something exciting at work. Mix it up. Go somewhere else inside your house instead of your desk, or do something different with your kids. There's so many ways to just not focus on all of your problems. And we mentioned in day one, the thinking outward, right? Helping people instead. But the more you suck on those lemons, you're just going to keep going deeper and deeper in that downward spiral. So again, today, tip number 4 is having that in the moment mantra. That's something that helped me as well. And when I realized that I was like sucking so hard on that sour lemon, I needed to spit it out and wash it out with some water or wine, whatever. All right. And then maybe I can give you one more mantra. I don't know. I know a lot of you are probably big fans of Rachel Hollis, and she's got a ton, right? She's got like you are enough. So let's say that you are super frustrated trying to do all the things. You don't feel like you're a good employee, a good friend, a good wife, a good mom, a good neighbor. You just feel like you aren't doing enough in each category. So that could be a mantra. Or one that she's been posting lately too is like new mood, same you. So it's the same you, but you are in charge of your mood, and you can change it up when you feel like it's pouring into other areas of your life. And because you've got this negative, this mood, you're in this funk, then your family starts acting that way. Okay. So that's tip number 4. Today, special day, we went over 10 minutes. But again, if you want tips 1 through 3, just scroll through here in whatever Facebook page or Facebook group you're watching in, because this is on my Facebook page, Facebook group, and then 2 other Facebook groups. So watch 1 through 3. And again, these are 5 non-cheesy, totally effective ways to break out of your quarantine funk so you can feel like yourself again. And this series did not come with a workbook, and a lot of my challenges and series do, but my inner boss outer balance video training does come with a workbook, and that's over at wholehearty.com. There is a green button at the top that says wellness planning guide. So just snag that, download the free workbook. It takes you through how you want to be, who you want to be when this quarantine is released. How do you want to look? How do you want to think? How do you want to feel? How do you want to act? How do you want to communicate? So you start there, you get into what is important to you about that. We talk about things that you need to hold on to and things you need to let go of. You get to see a list of the total wellness elements and dimensions, and select which one you want to start focusing on first. Because again, focusing on that one thing is really what's going to create momentum for you rather than trying to juggle it all. So wholehearty.com, tap wellness planning guide at the top, and that's going to give you your free 10-minute video training, but you've got to get the workbook that goes along with it, because as I'm talking through the video training, I go through every single piece of the workbook. Okay? Hope this was helpful. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is our final day. Tomorrow is the final day of this 5-part series, and you get the final tip. So thanks, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye.